screeching halt. Take me back to that day. Adina froze. There she is. All right, I got her.
So 2019, 2019 was the year of my slogan was swoosh, just do it, right? Kind of like the Nike symbol, like, yeah, like, hey, Nike, what's up? Like, you could send me some cool Nike stuff, but it was this class in January. It was like a marketing class, but it was also like a self-discovery class for women who owned businesses. And they said, come up with a word for the year, right? Some women chose rise, some women chose strength. I chose swoosh, which sounds crazy, but for me, something that I knew that I had to do better at was just to commit and just do it. You know, I would overthink things. Should I get this you know, QuickBooks? Should I get this system? Should I get that system? Should I do this? Should I automate this? Should I meet this person? How much should I charge? And I just had to tell myself, yo, just do it. Just do it. Do it and think about it later, you know? And I was doing that. I was taking courses. I was investing in myself. I became more involved in my kids' school. You know, I was just, it was like that movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey, where he says yes to everything. Oh, you want to learn Japanese? Yes. You want to learn how to play the guitar? Yes. You want to learn? He said yes to everything. That was like me. I just kind of pushed through and did things. I made a vision board. I mean, I was off to like a great start. I was getting ready to go. And in the middle of May, I felt a lump in my left breast and thought like, yeah, I'm 34 years old. Like, you know, it's probably a cyst or something, like, all right. And I had a doctor's appointment that weekend. So I said, I'll just mention it to my doctor and see what she says. So mentioned it to her. She felt it. She said, I don't know. She's like, maybe, you know what, let's just send you for a mammogram. And, you know, I'll write it as a diagnostic so that they take you and insurance covers it, because insurance will not cover mammograms until you're 40 years old. I know there's some things in the works and some laws now in New York State where they're trying to look and drop that to 35, but even 35 is not low enough. And it was the beginning of wedding season, right? You know, wedding season really picks up in May, June. So I was all over Long Island on the day of that mammogram. I was in St. James at one of my offices picking some stuff up. I was in Huntington dropping off a deposit to the florist. I actually got pulled over that day because I was speeding all over Long Island to make all these appointments. And my appointment was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I barely made it. I mean, by the skin of my teeth, I pulled into that Zwanger Pizzeria in Hicksville and walked in those doors. And, you know, they said, oh, do you want to get a 3D mammogram? And I was like, do I need it? They're like, well, insurance won't cover it. It's $75. I was like, sure, fine, whatever. Like, I don't know. And they were like, okay. I was like, you know what? No, I don't need it. This is probably nothing, just a regular one. Okay. Fill out the paperwork. They call me back. And I remember thinking like, you know what? I'm going to take a selfie, which I never do. I mean, never. I'm going to take a selfie of myself in like this little like gown and post it and just say like, girls, check yourself. Like, you know, here I am just making sure everything's good. And I went in for my first mammogram and like, yeah, it's not pleasant. You know, it's awkward. And they literally like squish you right in there. And I sit back outside and the girl goes, you know, we need you to come in for a second set of pictures. And I said, okay. I went in for a second set of pictures, sat back down, came back out and got me. They said, we want to do a 3D mammogram. I said, oh, no, I declined that. She goes, oh, don't worry. Well, it'll be covered by your insurance. So now I'm thinking, all right, like, why do they want to do that? Like, it's nothing. It's just a cyst. So she gave me a little piece of tape and she said, put this piece of tape right where you feel that lump. And at that point I was like, this is no ordinary day. Like this is something. So I went through that. I saw the sonotech. She performed a sonogram, which I was not anticipating on getting either. And then normally they say, okay, great. Check the portal in a couple of days. You'll have your results. And she said, go get dressed, but don't go anywhere because the radiologist needs to speak with you. So she just told me, you know, it's definitely not a cyst. It's something, you know, we're not saying it's cancer, but we need you to go get a biopsy of this spot. And I would not wait. Do not wait on that. And those words are ingrained into my brain. Do not wait. At that point, everything became a blur. I remember feeling like I was going to pass out. I remember thinking, this can't be cancer. Like I'm too busy for cancer. I have 20 weddings this year, and I have my kids, and he's in kindergarten, and this one's going here, and my husband's a cop, and he works so much overtime, and I have to take care of my parents. They just moved into an over 55 community, and I don't have time to be sick. And also, it's freaking terrifying. I was like, I don't want to be sick. You know, you hear the word cancer, and in your brain, you hear the word die.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything but that. So I go home, I call my husband, and I'm like, you got to come home. I was like, you know, I think I have breast cancer. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, you know, the exam didn't go very well. And I went for a biopsy the next day. And then it was the weekend. I had to wait because they don't do it on the weekends. They may get the results, but they don't call you on the weekends, which I think is terrible. But I had a wedding rehearsal, and a bridal shower that weekend. So it was almost a blessing in disguise because it kept me incredibly busy.
Yeah.
I did not have time to think about how terrified I was. Monday came around. They didn't have the results yet. Tuesday was my birthday. I turned 35. I was like, what the hell kind of birthday is this? So my mom and I just walked through the mall and just aimlessly, like, my mom and I, you know this, we are not quiet people. We talk a lot. We said nothing. We walked up and down the mall just to walk, and we just did it in silence. And then Wednesday morning, my phone rang, and it was my doctor. And I sat down on the couch, and I said to Matt, my husband, I said, she's going to tell me I have breast cancer. I said, so be prepared, because I'm not sitting back on this. We are going to be seeing doctors. I'm going to be getting tests. Like, our life is going to change in this moment. And we sat down, and she confirmed, I'm so sorry, it's breast cancer. And I said, what do I do? And from then on, all I remember is tests and scans and doctor's appointments and meeting this doctor and meeting that doctor and going to this institution and that institution, and picking doctors and who's the right doctor and who's going to save my life and who's the best choice. And, you know, keeping it from the kids, but word getting out to everybody. And it was the most overwhelming time in my life. But at the same point, I learned that you can hear the word cancer and you don't have to hear the word die. You don't have to hear the word end. You don't have to hear the word death, because there's so many advancements. And they said to me, you know, you're a healthy person. This is going to be a one and done. We're going to just hit you with everything science has to offer, the hardest medications, the longest radiation. We're going to do a double mastectomy. We're going to take everything out. And it was grueling. You know, I mean, you saw me, no hair. You saw me, hair coming back. You saw me at my sickest with no eyelashes and no eyebrows. But I determined that it was not going to be something that was sad. It was going to be something that was badass. And I got myself off that couch that day, and I found myself on stage at the breast cancer walk in the pouring rain, where you dyed your beard.
Yes.
You had sparkles in it, and you had the big breast cancer flag. And I mean, 55 people showed up for me, and to walk in the pouring rain that day and to watch me speak about how this is the face of breast cancer, people. It's not your grandmother, it's this. And it was just so empowering. It got me through the last leg of my treatment, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I had 2 or 3 more surgeries that I had to go through that had to get postponed because of COVID. And I had to be put on extra medications because I found out that I have the breast cancer gene, even though I have no family history. I'm the first one to come down with any sort of cancer like this. And yet the gene, my dad has it, who knows, my grandmother had it. And I got through it. And I went for my routine PET scan this past December. My blood work looked great. Everything looked great. I was so excited because I finally had just had my last surgery on November 19th of 2020. And I was like, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? Like, how am I going to come out of this stronger? And I was like at the top of my game. I was feeling so good. I was exercising. I was in the process of thinking about writing a book. My business was blowing up. COVID made my business do better than ever. You know, I feel guilty saying that because I know a lot of people lost work, but I had my best season when COVID hit. And then I got home from my PET scan and I looked at the portal and I saw the words metastatic. And I mean, it was like everything was happening all over again. I mean, I did everything. I did more than everything. I told my doctors, give me aggressive, give me aggressive. And it didn't matter. The cancer came back. The cancer came back. Not only did it come back, it came back in my liver. I have over 20 tumors taking over my entire liver. And the disease is incurable. Once it goes to stage 4, you're on treatment for life.
Yeah.
For life. And you hope that you're on treatment for many years, because only 11% of women, now this is a very big statistic. And if you know me, and you do, I am not a statistic.
No.
I am not somebody who says
Not a number.
Not a number. But statistically, 11% of people live 3 years after getting a stage 4 breast cancer diagnosis. So I mean, I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to tell my kids. I didn't know what to tell my parents. And then as I started to tell you and Megan and Jackie, and I started to tell more people, I realized who I had in my corner. And I realized that I could not sit back and I could not let this disease take over. And since January, I got Millie, my fat emotional support dog, because I needed like a little squishy baby who I could hold it on in the nights that my chemo treatment was too tough on me and my kids were sleeping. And when I saw Millie, she's 7 years old. She's overweight. She has bad teeth. And I said, she's perfect, because if I were a dog and all my statistics and my medical conditions were listed here, people would overlook me too. So she's perfect. She was my perfect little TLC baby who needed as much love. And honestly, I feel like I saved her life that day, because nobody's looking to take home a 7-year-old overweight, sick dog. They want puppies.
Yeah.
But she saved my life too, because now I told her, oh God.
It's all right. Keep going. It's okay.
I just hold her, and I know that like she loves me and she will be there for me. And you know, I can talk to her and she may not get it, but you know, it makes me feel like I have somebody by my side all the time. And you know, since bringing her home and since having these conversations and making my videos and putting it out there and always being raw and honest and real, I feel again like I could take over the world. So, and here I am today.
I gotta tell you, when Megan first called me to tell me what was going on, and I mean, this was, like I said, I had gotten back into the swing of hanging out with you guys. You know, we were at, you know, houses together. We were going out on Friday nights. You know, we were meeting up, having drinks and stuff like that. And like, I didn't know that you had been going to these doctors and these tests and everything like that. You know, it's not my business to ask, not, you know, anybody's business to really know. The day Megan called me, I knew right away in her voice that there was something wrong, because I've known Megan for 20 close to 20 years, maybe about 20 years. So, you know, she knows everything there is to know about me. I know, you know, a lot about her. So when I heard it in her voice, the only thing I said to her was, who and what's wrong? And she told me, you know, you and what was going, and I, you know, what do you say? You know, what do you say in that moment? And I told her, I said, I'm not going to message you. I'm not going to call you, because again, what am I going to do? Call you up and, hey, D, you know, I'm so sorry you're sick. Yeah. You don't, you know, that's not something you want to tell people. You want to be the one, like I said to her, let her, Matt, and the boys know if they need anything. I'm literally around the block now, you know, given my situation, I'm the closest one than everybody. So if they need anything, they could pretty much yell out the damn window and I'll be able to hear them. And then hearing everything that you were doing, like how in the first like couple of weeks to month, you had this scheduled and a surgery scheduled and this and blah, blah, blah. I remember meeting up with Stephanie and Megan and just sitting at the table. And I said to Megan, I go, I probably would have been dead already. And she goes, what are you talking about? I said, the willpower and the drive that this girl has, more than half the people I know do not have that, myself included. Because
Yeah.
when it comes to health, I am an extreme hypochondriac. I have everything. You know,
Yeah.
I've my jaw hurts, and you know, I need to have, you know, one of my ovaries removed. Like that's the type
Yeah.
of person that I
Yeah.
have everything wrong with me. So I know personally, it just would have been, I wouldn't have been able to handle something like that. But to see how you handled the first part of it, and were just, you were plan, I remember you planning, like you said at the beginning of the show here, you were planning on how you were going to present your new boobs to everybody. Like that's the mentality you had, that everybody was like, you know what, these beat the shit out of everything else. This is just another, it's an unfortunate stage, but it's
Yeah.
just another stage. And then when again, Megan has been, hi Meg, love you. Megan has been my, I'll say, like, you know, phone liaison again, because I don't want to bother you guys unless you
Right.
need something. She is the one who's, you know, reached out to me and told me, you know, what has been happening recently. And I said the same thing. I said, if she or the boys need absolutely anything, or Matt, or, you know, Brent, the family, anybody, I'm the closest. So,
Yeah.
you know, I could do, you know, anything. We were we were more than happy to, you know, do what we did in the past. Everybody that organized everything, whether it was, you know, dropping off meals, dropping off snacks, taking the boys to, I know Megan and Joe were taking the boys to karate
Yeah.
classes and everything like that and stuff like that. That's just a testament to how tight everybody was. And, you know, it's not even like you can say, oh, you know, in times of sorrow, people come together. No, we always were together. It's just
Yeah.
because that's family. It's just you just count on everybody. So your strength through all of this, I can tell you wholeheartedly, we all feed on it. Every
Yeah.
single one of us now, because now anybody that has anything going on and will say, you know, I really don't want to do, you know, whatever, they think of you and what you have gone through, and you and Matt and everything. And it's like, all right, I'm complaining about this. This is bullshit. Like, I
Yeah.
just get my shit together. And like, I just want you to know that without, you know, without getting all emotional and stuff like that. Like the inspiration that you've given all of the people around you, whether it's your friends, whether it's the people that my family sees you on commercials. They're like, I know her. Like, yeah, I know her
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
it's the fact that you're not afraid to talk about it. Like you're open and you're pushing people to, you know, do this. Don't be afraid. Check yourself. Check, guys, girls, you know, young, old, whatever, take care of yourself,
Yeah.
because you got to be here for everybody. You know, you got, like you said, you got two little nuggets that you're going to dance
Yeah.
at their wedding. Like
Yeah.
that's the most amazing outlook to have, and we all feed off of it. That being said, with what we, you know, with what we do on the show here, and you
Yeah.
know, going with your strength and everything and stuff like that, I had told you that when there were times that you were feeling down and times that you were upset, I was going to little by little start to send you things that I wanted you to listen to.
Yeah.
And one of the things that struck the highest note with me was I Am the Fire from Hailstorm. And I
Yeah.
told you, listen to this song on repeat because it's you. Every word of that song is you. Just nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to burn everything down in my
Yeah.
way. And I love how you just gravitated to it. Like
Yes.
I wasn't expecting you to fall that much in love with it
Oh my
as you
God,
did.
it's like my fight song. I mean, I play it before every scan. I play it if I'm having a tough day. I play it if I'm having a great day. I mean, my children know every word to that song. And at first they were annoyed, but then they really started to like it. And now my 4-year-old Lorenzo was like, I am the fire. I'm like, dude, like, who are you? They're singing it in the shower. I mean, it literally, you know, I was listening to, like, you know, Brave by Sarah Bareilles and you know, all these different songs, and nothing was resonating. And then you sent me that song and I was like, you're damn right I'm the fire. You know, like
Mhm.
I am the storm. That's been my thing. You know, that's what I resonated with. And that's how I felt I've had to be throughout both diagnoses, is that, you know, I need to stand up and tell whatever's getting in my way that I am stronger than you. I am not afraid of you. Go ahead, tell me what it is. Give me what you got. I can handle it. I'm going to beat the odds. I'm going to be the one. I'm the one who's going to, like you said, burn everything down in my path to make sure that the outcome is what I need it to be. And granted, I mean, we're talking about stage 4 cancer here. So
Mhm.
I have no idea what my future actually holds. But you know what? Until the day comes that they tell me that there's nothing they can do, I'm going to push and I'm going to fight and I'm going to knock it down and knock everything out of my way. And I'm just going to keep going. I mean, listen, I'm not without pain right
Mhm.
now. You know, the medication that I'm on is making me tired. The chemo that I did in 2019, it gave me arthritis in my hips and my knees and my shoulders. So I'm in pain every time it rains, and my stomach is never good. And I'm either eating cookies for breakfast or I can barely get water down. But you don't hear me talking about that,
Mhm.
because the way I see it, you have two choices. You have this life and you're given what you're given, and you can either succumb to it and talk about how terrible it is, or you can say, I don't have another choice. So I'm going to look for the good. Look how beautiful this day is. I'm going to get out and walk. Look at how crappy this day is. I'm going to stay in and play games with my kids. Look at how, you know, look at how much pain I'm in. I bet I'll be feeling better tomorrow. You get to choose how you react. You know, like I think there was something that I read that said, like, you put a potato in water and like you know, I don't freaking remember. That was a terrible example because I forgot how it goes.
I was
But
going for something, but I lost it.
yeah, I don't actually remember what it said, but the premises was that you do not control the situations that are put into your life, but you do control in every way how you respond to them. And to me, that's always been the biggest thing. You know, whether you stub your toe or you get fired from your job or you get furloughed because of COVID or you get a diagnosis or you just have such a busy day, it doesn't matter. You know, we're not judging, you know, stage 4 cancer versus whatever you're going through and saying like, oh, well, mine's more important than yours. It doesn't matter. It's what affects you and what hurts you and what stresses you out. And you know, I hear the word inspiration a lot, and it's so strange to me because I'm not doing any of this to be an inspiration. I'm just sharing my story as it is every day and saying, listen, like, you have two choices. You can get stuck in traffic and say, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. I'm so miserable. Or you could say, let me listen to some more music. Let me put that podcast on I've been meaning to listen to. Let
Mhm.
me, you know, let me put the windows down and just feel the fresh air on my face. Like I don't have anywhere to be. And, you know, that's with everything in life, you know, and I realized that would I have asked for cancer? No. Would I have asked for terminal cancer? Hell no. But I was such a complainer before I got this. I was like, this one sucks. This person's mean. I don't like how they talk to me. I don't want to do this. I don't want to cook dinner. I'm tired. And now I'm like, no, it's cool. It's all good. It's all good. Don't stress. Don't stress.
Mhm.
So it's changed me in horrible ways, but also in great ways where I can now accept negativity and toxic behaviors and just every day hitting a red light when you got to pee, like anything, anything. And I'm so much more able now to just kind of say like, it's okay. It's
Mhm.
okay. So if that's like one thing I could pass on to anybody who's listening is like the next time you're in the middle of a situation where the person in line in front of you is paying in pennies, or you know, you got pulled over and you got a ticket, or you know, God forbid you're like me and you found out that you have, you know, a really, really scary journey ahead of you, just take a moment to say like, it's okay. Right now, it's okay. Today, I'm okay. And you'll find that fighting whatever it is that you're fighting gets easier and easier every single day.
Mhm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like I wish I could like summarize like just like that last little bit and you know just put it into put it into words for myself that, you know, you could sing and you could hear and stuff like that, because it's just, I can't, like I said, you've got me stumbling right now, because it's to just hear that, to just hear the constant outlook. It's D, I got to tell you, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I mean, I look at, you know, my personal, you know, life. I look at what, you know, happened to me, you know, 3+ years ago, and I said, you know, this is it. My life is over. You know,
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with health. It had nothing to do with anything, but it was, my life is over, because, you know, you don't know any different. You know what you know from day to day. And then when that screen falls and I see you have a beautiful ceiling, I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. As you can tell, I'm on multiple podcasts and everybody me, and I'm such a professional way of doing this.
Oh, glad. I love it.
You have two ways to take it, AJ. You can say she's the worst, or you could be like, wow, she's so the best.
I didn't listen. I told you, I did not expect anything different. I would not expect anything less. This is, I told you when we were setting this up, this is Adina, just raw, uncut. I'm Adina. Whatever happens, I'm pretty sure if Luca or Renzo came running in, you would have been like, shut the hell up, mommy's doing something, go away. And that's just who you are, who you've always been, and who you're always going to be.
Yep.
And it's just, again,
and you love me for it.
Yes, I do, and I always have, and I always will. It's just awesome to, you know, see how great you look. You know, I know you said, you know, you're in pain and what you feel and stuff like that, but you sound amazing. What you've been doing, you know, it doesn't stop you. It's again, that word I'll keep going back to, inspirational. I know you don't, you know, necessarily see yourself that way or feel that way, because like you said, you're not doing it for any accolades or anything like that. You're doing it to be another, you know, another shoulder for that person who maybe was you or maybe wasn't as strong as you, and just, you know, is looking for their I Am the Fire song. Maybe it's not I Am the Fire, maybe it's something else, you know, but that should be a battle cry. I know it has been your battle cry.
It has.
And I can't wait to be a part of this project that you have planned. You know, I have my Adina's Angel shirt ready to go that I will don for that, and I will dye my face pink if I have to.
Perfect.
And all other, I'm told there's all other colors now with the other stuff that we're going through.
So I do definitely want to make a mention to that. So obviously people see pink ribbons and they think breast cancer, right? So October comes around, everybody knows October is breast cancer month because pink ribbons are on everything. They're on your soda can, they're on your Lean Cuisine, they're on your Hot Pocket, they're on your pants, they're on your hat, they're on your face, they're everywhere. Pink ribbons everywhere. And that's great because that brings awareness to a disease that requires money for research, and prevention really is key. You know, as it turns out, I found my cancer really early, but it didn't matter for me because the way my body is and the gene that I have. And but in most cases, you catch your cancer early, you survive it long term. So seeing pink ribbons everywhere, if that makes one person look at it and go, oh shoot, you know what, I should really schedule my mammogram, or you know what, that something didn't feel right in the shower and the self-exam that I did, I'm going to mention it to my doctor, then great, because the pink ribbons are doing their job. Now, when you get diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer and it's stage 4 and you can't ring a bell at the end of chemo because there never will be an end of chemo, you're on this for life, those pink ribbons start to bug you a little bit because people will donate to breast cancer and only 2 to 5% of all the funds raised will go to metastatic breast cancer. But metastatic breast cancer is the only breast cancer that kills. You know, and if you can cure stage 4, then you're curing breast cancer. Because even if somebody goes from stage 1 to stage 4, it's okay, because we know how to handle stage 4 now. So pink ribbons all over everything becomes something where you're like, oh God, like another pink ribbon, that's not helping the women who get breast cancer. You know, that's not helping us. So metastatic breast cancer, it's pink, green, and blue. And what it stands for is pink because it originated in the breast, green because it's showing life over death, so spring over winter, and blue is showing like strength of the earth. So it combines all the different colors, and it's more than just pink. It's more than just save the tatas. It's more than just, you know, a picture of the deer with the antlers and saying like save the rack, save second base. It's more than that. It's actually saving women's lives. So I urge anybody who listens to this and feels the call to donate to breast cancer research, please do so at metaviver.org, because 100% of the proceeds at metaviver.org goes to metastatic breast cancer only, the most underfunded but important cancer, important breast cancer to have the research for. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. I right now am on a certain medication. It's called Lynparza. Lynparza was just approved by the FDA 3 years ago. It was a clinical trial that was funded heavily, and it came to market. And as you know, I just recently had a scan last week, and the scan showed that the tumors in my liver are shrinking in size, vascularity, the number of tumors are shrinking. This new medication that would not have been on the market for if it weren't for the money that was put into the research and the funding is saving my life, literally saving my life. Because my oncologist told me in January, if you decline treatment, you won't make it 6 months. So this medication is saving my damn life. And if it weren't for generous donors putting their money towards metastatic breast cancer research specifically, I personally would not be here today.
I'm gonna figure out in my technology travels how to, every time you say metastatic.org, to have it pop up down there like flashing and everything like that, because I want that to be, like you just said, I want that to be ingrained in people's heads. Yes, you know, like you said, donating to American Cancer Society and Susan G. Komen and all of those, it's huge. If you're going to do that, it's amazing. Thank you for what you do. But there are other ones. I remember having this conversation with people when I used to talk to Mikey Wayman about it, and the type of cancer that his mother had still does. It's like very, very rare, and they don't have their, to best of my knowledge, like they're not recognized by the American Cancer or something like that, to where they do all their own funding, they do all their own researching. So metastatic, what is it again? Tell me. I'm going to point, and hopefully it pops up again.
Metaviver. Yeah, it's metaviver.org. So like metastatic and survivor, METAVIVOR.org.
Okay, so that'll pop up down there, end up there. And at the end of this, I'm going to have something to where, you know, you guys know where I usually roll my credits. It'll say that, where you can donate, how you can help, everything like that. Get involved. You know, I got involved. Dee is gone. I lost Adina. Oh, I'm so upset that I lost Adina, but I'm just going to keep going. And, you know, if I get Dee back, I get her back. If not, I'll do my sign off now, and then I'll get her back on, and I'll record, you know, later on. Now that she's not here, I'm lost. I don't know what to say. I hope, she said iPod crashes, she's coming back. So how am I supposed to? I'm supposed to just sit here and try and kill some time until she gets back here. I really do hope that the stories that Adina has been telling you guys have really, really been hitting that nerve that makes you, you know, check yourself out. You know, don't, besides the fact, you know, oh, what, you're going to go get checked for COVID and everything like that. That's something, you know, we're all going through that right now. And definitely go get yourself checked. If you don't feel good, stay home, take care of all that stuff. I'm not doing a, you know, a public service announcement for the CDC to hell with all of that. But, you know, if you're a female and you feel something, Adina's coming back. Go and get it checked. If you're a male and you feel something, go and get it checked. Let's see. Is she here? D? Oh yeah, yeah. I got her back. What am I looking at right now? Oh, there. D's back on her phone. The many faces of D. Why would I expect any different? I was just doing a public service announcement without you. Thank God you're back, because I'm not good at this on my own. I can't hear you. I don't know what you hit, but I can't hear you. Oh man.
Oh my God.
All right, there we go. All right, you're back. So
Please
far,
hold.
this has been the funniest one so far.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? I can't survive cancer and be good at technology. Okay.
It's one or the other. To hell with technology. Go back to the rotary phone and the beeper and we'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. I loved my Nextel.
So what I was saying while you were gone was just telling people to listen to what you said. Go get checked. Don't be afraid of what the outcome is going to be. Because you'd rather, for me personally, I'd rather know. So like Adina did, I know how to attack things. I know how to, beat them, get rid of them, than not knowing and have it be, too late. All too often we hear things like that. Like, I caught something too late, or this happened too late. Be proactive. Yes. Get ahead of it.
Look at what happened to Dustin Diamond. He was afraid, according to what the sources say, he was afraid to go and get checked out because of what people would say. And by the time he went to the doctor, he was gone in a week. Mm-hmm. I mean, I always thought that the scariest thing I could hear was, I'm sorry, you have cancer. Like I myself am a self-proclaimed hypochondriac. I would get a headache and I'd be like, that's it. I have brain cancer. I'm done. Like, I'm calling it quits. But it was that hypochondriac feeling, that nature that I had that saved my life, because I felt a lump and I said, nope, I'm going to bring this to the attention of my doctor. Like, this does not feel right. And I always thought that hearing you have cancer will be the scariest thing to happen to you. But I promise you, God forbid anybody listening to this has to hear those words for themselves, for a parent, a sibling, a friend, a grandparent, a child. God forbid, I can't even think about that. But there's so much out there. There's so much out there. It doesn't have to be so scary. Cancer doesn't have to be so scary. I mean, look at me. I was diagnosed. I got better. I was diagnosed again. I have 2 kids. My husband's a cop. I run a business. And I'm still standing. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay. And you know what? It sucks. Don't for one second think I'm sitting here and I'm like, yay, cancer. Like, it changed my life and it made me appreciate things more. Like, yeah, it did. But cancer sucks. It's horrible. It does horrible things. But I know. And I know what's out there. And I go for second opinions and third opinions. And I find out what's on the market and I find out how to get it. And I research things, and it takes the fear away, because the more control you have, the better you feel about it. So is cancer scary? Yeah, it really is. But is it the scariest thing? No, it's not. And you can handle it. So please, 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 like AJ said, feel yourself up. Ladies,
I don't know if I said that, but
well, I'm saying it. I'm saying it. Get uncomfortable, get really uncomfortable, figure stuff out, know what your body is supposed to feel like. If you feel something that doesn't feel right, get it checked. If the doctor says you're all good and it's clear and you feel comfortable with that and you don't feel like you need to seek a second opinion, then you know that that's just a normal part of your body. You have to know what your body is like in a normal state, because if you don't, then you won't know what your body is like in an abnormal state. Mm-hmm. And your gut is so on point, because I was just like, like when the pathology report came back for my double mastectomy, which is where they remove both breasts, they said that I had over 10 cysts that were palpable, meaning that I could feel it. So I felt lumps in my breast before. Since I'm 14, 15 years old, I felt them. Mm-hmm. But something about this felt different. And I don't mean it felt different physically, because it felt pretty much the same as everything else I was feeling, but it felt different inside. Something, my gut was like screaming at me, like, this is not normal. Like, go get this checked out. I couldn't sleep. I just kept thinking about it. And it was spot on. So if your gut is telling you something and people laugh at you, or doctors say it's not covered by insurance, or they say, don't worry, ladies, it's just the clogged milk duct because you've been breastfeeding, or don't worry, guys, like that's just, I don't know what they say to guys. That's just a normal, I don't know, just a third ball. I don't know. If it doesn't feel right in your gut, do something about it.
Wait, if it don't feel right in your gut, or it don't feel right in your nut, get it taken care of.
Yes.
Oh my God.
In your gut or in your butt.
Oh, we're gonna have so many of these that we're gonna have to add. Oh my God. All right. I'm gonna start another segue, boys and girls. I'm gonna start to go through the sign off.
Are we talking about the butt? Are we segueing to
no. Unless you're gonna, somehow tie that into like music or something like that. Guilty.
I like to dance with my butt a lot.
I ask everybody this question as I'm like closing out. I know you've told us already your taste of music, your styles that you listen to, how you go back and forth and stuff like that. How, I Am the Fire is your driving force song and stuff like that. Guilty pleasure, either song or band that you listen to that nobody really knows that you'll just secretly rock out to, and you're gonna spill the beans on the show right now.
Yes, let's see. I mean, there's so many, but which is the most embarrassing? All right, so I'll just list a couple off. So Frankie Lyman, like from the 60s, like Why Do Fools Fall in Love? I love him.
All right, that's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Well, no, I'm starting with least embarrassing to most embarrassing.
Okay, all right. So that one's good. That one I like.
So that's like my, you probably didn't know this about me, but like I'm a hardcore doo-wop fan. Like I love everything from the 50s and 60s.
Awesome.
Let's see. I mean, Hanson. I mean, that's.
I had a bad feeling that one of them was going to be in there, something like that.
Yeah, a little bop. That's in there. Do you remember? Now, there's two Robins, Robyn. One of them sings "Show Me Love," and that is like my favorite dance song of all time. And then there's Robin S, or maybe she's Robin S. I don't remember. But there's another Robin who has a shorter haircut than me, and it was in like the 90s, and she sings like these love songs and these like I'm a badass bitch songs, and you probably don't even know who she is. So
I thought they were the same person. So
yeah, no, they're different. And then there's this one song, and I can't think of who the artist is, but
try me. I probably know it because I'm weird like that.
The song is called Mouth. And it's like a song that I was listening to at like 12 years old. And I remember having it on cassette. It was a single on a cassette. And I played it when like headphones weren't a thing. I played it in my dad's office on like Take Your Daughter to Work day, like on full volume. And my dad almost got fired because like I played it like over and over again. And the words were like, when I kiss your mouth, I want to taste it. Turn you upside down. Don't want to waste it. So,
oh my God, it sounds so familiar. If anybody knows, comment so that I can know, because it sounds very familiar. Yeah. Very, very
and
familiar.
I'll find this song and I'll send it to you, and you can throw it in your show notes or something.
So, okay. So I got your guilty pleasure songs and music. That's awesome. I got your we got the cancer sites that we can go on. Plug a perfect day.
All right. Well, since 2014, I have been single-handedly running my own wedding planning business. A wedding planner doesn't have to be like J-Lo. You don't have to be a doctor or a lawyer or somebody.
Get married back there, or get married 26 times. Yeah, I see Matt. Of course, I see Matt back there.
Hey, come over here.
What's up, Matt?
Come say hi to the viewers.
There's nobody viewing now.
My iPad died. Everything broke. I am the worst.
What's up, Matt?
No, everything is the worst right now. So I also, while I'm plugging my business and telling you that I'm the worst and everything's falling apart, please know that my home life is a train wreck. Sorry, babe. But what do you always say? If you put half the amount of energy into our lives as you do your planning business, we'd be in good shape. So,
oh God, I love it.
And the Rangers, did we win?
No.
We lost. I felt good for a minute. Okay, sorry. Focus. Definitely ADD is a part of this.
Focus.
Focus.
Chicken
Weddings.
Yeah, I'm definitely
don't have
splitting
to-
this into two.
Yeah, exactly. Weddings do not have to be as stressful as they feel. Some people
Mhm.
think that they can plan their own wedding without a planner. You can, but why would you want to? Because you don't know if you're getting overcharged. You don't know if you're forgetting something. You don't know who's going to handle when the bathrooms don't work on the day of your wedding. It's so good just to have a point person there who can take care of the couple, their families. I mean, yes, the bride and groom should be taken care of, and there's a maitre d' to do that and a bridal attendant. But what about mom and dad and the maid of honor and the best man? This is a day where everybody should have one responsibility, and that's have the best damn day of your life. So give the hard stuff to somebody who you know and you trust and who can take care of everything else. And that's pretty much what it is. You know, like it's not going to be a perfect day, right? But to the couple, it should feel like it was a perfect day.
Absolutely. And you're the best person to go to for that. The survivor fanny pack and all. That's a completely different episode.
3 fanny packs.
Yeah, 3 fanny packs, and she knows what she's doing. Guys, I hope, like I said, when Adina, was away for a little while and it was just me talking, I hope the stories that she shared hit you. I know she doesn't like the word, but inspires you to keep going. Just don't ever stop. If it's like she said, things could be so much worse. If there's if there's a roadblock, jump over it, push through. Just keep
light it on fire, baby.
Light it on fire, burn everything down in your way, and you'll get to where you want to be. So Dee, thank you for spending. I could talk to you for 3 days. Like, I mean, and we don't
and
have
talk
to
the ceiling, apparently.
the ceiling, yeah.
Or a blank screen.
If you guys need any ceiling ideas and stuff like that, just rewind and watch. You can see how the hi-hats.
Or if you want to learn how
not
to be the guest on a podcast, feel free to watch this one as well.
It's all right. So yeah, it started. We started sitting at one end and then another, and now we're on a phone. And
now we're
know what?
Yeah.
You know what? We made it work, and I'm still gonna. Like I said, I'm gonna split this. I don't know where I'm gonna split it, but I'll split this. I'll split this in 2 sessions. Again, thank you for being on. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you.
Keep doing everything that you're doing. Keep crushing it. You are the storm. Keep being the fire. And, myself included, everybody watching, everybody around you, we're here and we ain't never going nowhere.
Yes. And I love you. And I love everybody. Thank you for listening. Everybody who's been there for me, who's donated or sent me a meal or sent a gift card or a prayer or a text message. Please know that it has not gone unnoticed. I mean, you are the ones who are keeping me afloat and keeping my husband afloat and keeping my kids busy. And I tell you that I don't know what I did in this world to deserve such amazing friends and community. And I use the word strangers, but I use that loosely because we may not know each other, but we're all connected. And so many people have done so many things for me. And I could never, ever put into words how appreciative I am. So just thank you, AJ. Thank you to everybody listening, and just know how appreciative I am to everyone.
You're very welcome. No thanks is needed, because like I said, we are all extremely happy to do it. Guys, at the end of the show here, check out at the end of the credits, I'm going to have all the sites that you can go to help donate to. If you need a wedding planned, I'll have Adina sites there, and other ways. If you want, she may tell me, oh, stop, don't do that. If you guys want to find out other ways that you could help out, Adina, Matt, the boys and everything like that, I'll have that listed too. And, I know she and the whole family appreciates it. We appreciate everything you do too. So thank you again for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this second part of, the 2 episodes. That's how I'm going to close this one out. And I hope you guys check in for the next one. Yeah. Thank you very much. Dee, thank you. Keep rocking, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.